I'm going to take my chocolate chips and pour it into my cookie dough. Okay, now I'm going to keep on mixing until... I got chocolate chips everywhere. That's okay, we can just put them back in the bowl. Okay. Hi everybody, my name is Sofia Harris. I'm 16 years old and today I'm working with America's Test Kitchen Kids to show you guys how to safely melt butter using a microwave so you can make your chewy chocolate chip cookies. Follow ATK Kids! Okay, so to get started, we're going to need all of our tools and ingredients. So first off, for my ingredients, I have some butter, of course, and for my tools, I have a butter knife, I have this cutting board, a microwave-safe bowl, and a microwave-safe plate that we're going to put over the bowl, just to make sure that butter doesn't splatter everywhere when we're microwaving it. And then I also have my oven mitt so I can safely take out my butter from the microwave and don't burn my hand. So my recipe calls for 6 tablespoons of butter, and right here I have 8, so I'm going to make sure that I have 6. So I'm going to cut this 4 tablespoon butter in half. Right now I like to make a mark so I know right where the half is, and then I unwrap it. Make sure your hands are clean too so you don't have any dirty butter. You would not want to be eating dirty butter. That probably wouldn't taste very good. So as you can see, I have my mark where the half is, and I'm going to just cut the butter. So now I have 4 plus 2 tablespoons, and that's my 6. And I'm going to take this extra 2 tablespoons of butter and I'm going to put it away for another recipe or another day. And I'm going to unwrap my other stick of butter. Okay, so now that my butter is all unwrapped and measured, I'm going to cut it into about tablespoon slices and put it in my bowl. So you just take your knife and cut it right down. And make sure if any butter falls off of the knife, you can just put it in a bowl so you're not wasting any butter and it's the right measurements. I also like to use my hand to press down because my butter is a little cold. So I like to push down so it glides through. Yes, that's so satisfying. Okay. So now that all of my butter is in the bowl, I'm going to take my plate and place it over my bowl. Then I'm going to open up my microwave and place this in it. Okay, so I'm going to be cooking at 50% capacity, and you should ask your adult in the household how to put it at 50% because I didn't know that. I just learned that today. So maybe you can learn something new today too. So for me, I'm going to hit cook time, then I'm going to hit 30 because I'm going to cook it in 30-second increments. And then I'm going to hit cook power, make sure that you ask your adult how to. And so right now it says that 10 is at 100% and I want to cook it at 50%. So 50% of 10 is 5, so I'm going to hit 5. And then I'm going to hit start. And you can do a little dance while you're waiting for yours to cook or melt. I don't know, you can do the Charlie Brown. You can do some ballet. Yeah, you can do any type of dance. I want to see your dance. Okay, so I have about 8 seconds left, and if it isn't melted, I'm going to repeat this step until it is melted. But if yours is melted, you can just stop right there. Okay, now it's time for the grand reveal. So I'm going to take my oven mitt, and I'm going to carefully take this out of the oven, the microwave, not the oven. So let's see if it's melted. Okay, so mine is not melted yet, so I'm going to repeat this process until it is melted. Okay, so my third round of cooking it just finished, and I'm going to check again to see if it is completely melted. And it is completely melted. Look at it. Ooh, make sure you don't pour any out. Now that my butter is all melted, I'm going to let it cool while I get ready to make my chewy chocolate chip cookies. Sorry, that was my dog. So now that I have all of my ingredients prepped, I'm going to whisk my dry ingredients together. And I just like to whisk it until it looks like everything is well combined. So about maybe 10 seconds. And then I'm going to put my dry bowl to the side. And I'm going to take my large bowl and add the rest of my ingredients. So I have my brown sugar. I'm gonna give it a little pat because it's kind of packed in there. Perfect. And then I have my white sugar. And I have my vanilla extract. And I have my egg, and I'm gonna try not to get any eggshells in here. Okay, perfect. I didn't get any eggshells in there. And then I'm going to add my butter. And just to make sure that it comes out, I'm going to use my little spatula to all get it in here. So I'm just scraping the sides of the bowl with my spatula just to make sure that it gets in there and that I'm not wasting any butter. Okay, so it should look something like this, and now I'm going to whisk it. I'm not gonna whisk it. I'm going to take my spatula and I'm going to mix it all together. And make sure you really break up that egg. You don't want an entire egg yolk in one cookie and no egg in the rest of the cookies. I don't think that would taste too good, but if you like one egg yolk in your cookies, you can make it however you'd like. Now that everything looks pretty mixed together, I'm going to take my dry ingredients and just add it into this bowl. So I'm going to keep on mixing until I don't see any flour left. And the dough is starting to come together. So I'm going to really try to incorporate all of my flour into the dough and try to make sure that no flour is left out, because it's not fun being left out. Okay, so now that all of my dough is mixed together and I don't see any flour being left out, I'm going to take my chocolate chips and pour it into my cookie dough. Okay, now I'm going to keep on mixing until... Oh, I got chocolate chips everywhere. That's okay, we can just put them back in the bowl. Okay, so now that I have all of my chocolate chips in here, we're just gonna keep mixing until it's well incorporated and they're distributed evenly. Try to not spill any like I did. If you do, just make sure you put them back in the bowl, and if they're on the floor, I would probably throw them away. I wouldn't want to eat chocolate chips off of the floor. Okay, now that all of my chocolate chips are well distributed, it's time to start making my cookies. And what you want to do is take your clean hands and scoop the dough into balls and put it on your cookie sheet. If you find that the dough is a little sticky, you can put it in the fridge for 10 or 15 minutes and then try again, and it should be less sticky. I do not want to wait to eat my cookies, so I made some in advance and I'll show you those now. Okay, so here are my cookies, and as you can see, they're nice and crunchy on the outside, but nice and soft and puffy on the inside, and that is because we melted our butter. So as you can see, melting butter really makes a beautiful cookie, and now it's time for the best part. You get to try it. Okay, 3, 2, 1. That's a really good cookie. So as you can see, these cookies have a really nice crunch to them, but they're nice and soft on the inside, and look at all that chocolate. It is delicious. Alright everybody, I had so much fun teaching you guys how to melt some butter, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to follow America's Test Kitchen Kids on all their social medias and check out their website for more. Bye!
It was so wonderful, Sophia. I didn't know you had this repertoire of dance skills that you were just waiting to share with us.